everybody, how's it going? Episode 10. How's it going, Mikey?
Good. How's it going with you, JJ?
Yeah, it's all right. You know, another day, another dollar. This week we have another boring week of wrestling.
Very boring.
Super boring. We had usually a big pay-per-view, but it turned out to be lackluster as always.
This was not a big pay-per-view in the least.
Well, not really big. It's not one of the big four, but I'm just thinking like.
No, I mean the results weren't big.
The results weren't big, but usually if you get an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, you're going to see some extreme stuff. We did have Kevin Owens take a bump off the cage, which is pretty cool. And not seeing him on Raw makes it legit that maybe he is hurt. But also, what else? We had AJ win over Rusev. No surprise there.
That's slowly turning Rusev face.
Yeah. And then maybe he's going to turn on Aiden English. That's what you're thinking too? Me too. Carmella's match. That was Asuka. I just feel so bad.
Started on that.
I feel so bad for Asuka. Before we get going, we got some more Door County Quenchers. Man, I hope they hear us because we've been drinking these every other week.
Highly recommended.
So Phelps' Farm, is that in Plover?
Yes.
So maybe they'll hook us up with some free ones. We're doing all this product placement. That's what we're here for, though. We're here to talk. So what else happened at Extreme Rules? Why didn't they have a Kane Daniel Bryan match like they should have?
Because I think Kane legitimately hurt his ankle.
Really?
I saw that online.
Oh, really?
And they had to play it off like the Bludgeon Brothers beat him up, but he legitimately hurt it. So that's why.
Oops.
Yeah.
Take it easy. I'm still impressed that he came out.
Yeah, maybe that's why 50-year-old guys shouldn't be wrestling anymore.
Yeah. If you run for mayor and win in Tennessee or Kentucky or whatever it is, just stay home. So, Roman Lashley match, that was.
I'm very, very glad that they gave Lashley the win. He needed it a lot more than Roman.
Yeah.
The way the match was going, I was like, God, I hope they don't have Roman win. Not that I don't like Roman. I don't hate him as much as everybody else, but Lashley needed it more than Roman.
Yeah, they need to keep his momentum going for storyline wise. You can't kill his character when he's only been back 2 or 3 months. So, but Roman, they've been shoving down our throats for years, and he just people still hate him.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get that again. It looks like. Is that next week on Raw? They're gonna have their match to see who wrestles Brock at SummerSlam.
I was really, really hoping that it was gonna be Seth versus Roman.
Yeah.
Shield versus Shield. I think that would have been a very good story.
They could have brought Ambrose back to like, which one do I help? You know, which way do I go? That could have been cool, but they screwed that up. Alexa Bliss won. Ronda Rousey, of course, did what we thought she was going to do.
She's my favorite wrestler on Raw, I think.
You know, I know she's still new, but she's sloppy. Like she does her moves with intensity, but it's almost like she's gonna hurt somebody, because when she tried throwing Mickie James into the railing, what is that called now?
Barricade.
The barricade. She didn't know which way to throw her, and it's like Mickie James look legitimately scared, like, holy crap, what's going on here? You know, so she's gotta just slow down.
She'll learn.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she will, and that's why they keep suspending her every week, just to get her in training, right? So what else happened at Extreme Rules? One thing that really, really, really pissed me off was the Jeff Hardy and what's his name? I can't think of his name. Nakamura. Thank you. First thing I thought is that Jeff Hardy showed up to work drunk again, like they did with Sting. And dropped the belt, and that's not the case, because he showed up on Monday or Tuesday on SmackDown. Why do that? That could have been a really good match. And then we have a rematch on SmackDown, and it wasn't that great.
No.
We had a Randy Orton run-in. which was just
I mentioned to you off
Stomach
camera, and I'll mention to you on camera.
yeah.
It's not 2004 anymore. Why do we need Randy Orton again? Why does Vince always go back to the Orton Cena well so
Yeah.
many times?
I prefer Randy Orton heel,
I know, but you know what I'm saying though? I mean,
but
sooner or later, they're going to have to
freshen things up.
freshen things up.
He is the same.
Did you notice when both Extreme Rules and SmackDown, there was really no like response to Randy Orton?
Yeah.
Nobody really cares
Nobody
about
cares
him anymore.
Oh, Randy Orton. How many times has he gotten hurt
Yeah.
and came back 3 months later for a run-in, and it's the same story, different week.
Yeah.
One match that I did like was the main event. Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. That was a really good match. A lot of good spots. Drew McIntyre, did his job, and
I did like that match. I wish they would have had more of a one-on-one contest. I like Drew, but
well, that's what heels do.
I know.
That's he did his job. But then after Raw, I'm thinking that maybe Drew is done with Dolph now, and he's gonna start contending for single championships and maybe eventually the heavyweight or universal, whatever they call it nowadays. Yeah. So then Raw, we had the 2 3-way matches to find an opponent for Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. So we got Lashley and Roman again next week. Not too excited about that. I'm hoping they lean towards Lashley, just to keep that momentum of his character going forward instead of just
Lashley versus Brock would be awesome.
Yes.
I wanted to see that for 10 years.
Yep. And if it happens, that's gonna be a really good match. It's probably gonna be a lot of MMA stuff, a lot of holds, and a lot
Lashley's one of the only people in that company that can match Brock power for power.
Power for power, and
And you also got
even legit wrestling skills.
Yeah.
Just the MMA stuff. That might be a bloody match, which would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
And you also got the storyline of what are they going to do with Strowman? You know, they didn't really have Strowman do anything on Monday.
Nope.
Which was weird because they had all 6 of those guys come out at the beginning of the show. I'm like, okay,
where's Strowman?
Exactly.
Why
He's been talking for months about when Brock's coming back, I'm going to get him. Then he doesn't show up. So
yeah. So how can we get Strowman to cash in? Maybe at SummerSlam. You think maybe Lashley softens up Lesnar. Lesnar keeps the belt, and then Strowman comes in and does the usual thing.
I really hope not.
I hope not, because I want to see a legit match. I want to see Strowman finally come out. You know what? I think the way Lesnar is lately, I highly doubt Strowman's going to be able to cash in on Lesnar. It's going to have to be against Reigns or Lashley, because if Strowman cashes it in or uses it, let's say I'm using my briefcase next week, so be ready. It's not going to be against Lesnar, because you can't plan that.
Yeah.
Because Lesnar's never there, and I think that's the only way that Strowman can cash it in and keep his character strong. So we'll see where that goes. I think that's going to be a couple weeks yet, if not months down the road, cashing that in. He's just sitting around waiting. So that's too bad. Who's held the briefcase the longest though?
I think Seth held it almost a year.
Did he?
Because Money in the Bank is June.
Yeah.
And he can cash into WrestleMania the next year.
Yeah.
So
that's like 11 months.
Yeah.
Huh. So maybe that's what Strowman's going to end up doing. Just hold on to it. What else?
That's a long storyline, though. I mean,
yeah, but he's got nothing else going on right now.
Yeah.
So maybe he just walks around and just smashes people with a briefcase. So speaking of smashing people, we got We got Remedy in here with Stone Cold this week.
I know we kind of glanced over it, but I got to come back to the Carmella Asuka match. I've never been that angry during a pay-per-view match, and I don't want to hear the term women's revolution ever again.
No,
ever.
They're dropping the ball there. And
Carmella is about as good of a wrestler as Sunny and Sable.
not even that good.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. Carmella, she's okay.
Yeah, okay.
But she should not be. I think that's the only way she can keep the belt is by having, interference. Captain Chin. How much does that guy get paid for every appearance? $500? $1,000? There's wrestlers that deserve to be on pay-per-views, that deserve to be on SmackDown and Raw, and you've got this guy taking up airtime.
And they better have Becky Lynch beat her at SummerSlam.
If you don't, then I'll stop saying women's revolution, because I don't know what they're doing with Asuka. That was just miserable. What does she do now?
They didn't even have her on SmackDown. That didn't make a lick of sense.
No sense. She should have came back. If you're gonna keep doing that to her, you got to have some type of finish to the story.
Have her
at least
come back and just destroy everybody.
Yeah,
like Ronda did after Money in the Bank.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. Every week we are just sitting here flabbergasted, wondering what is going on.
Vince has a thing with blonde women.
He's got to be senile, because some of the stuff he lets go on TV is just sickening. With like last night, Randy Orton trying to rip off Hardy's ear, that made me sick. That looked like when he first stuck his finger in and pulled, I thought he was gonna rip it off. I was gonna throw up, man. Not good. Nobody needs to see that. Where else we got? So we might have a Daniel Bryan Miz at SummerSlam.
That'd be awesome.
So that was one of our WrestleMania predictions, and I'll take it at SummerSlam. Those two.
That storyline is going to be one of the best storylines.
That's going to be a very good storyline. So that's the one exciting thing that I got out of SmackDown. Didn't get anything off of Raw.
No.
Nothing. It's the same Raw every week. Right?
And I swear to God, at SummerSlam, they better not have, if Roman wins next week, and he's going against Brock at SummerSlam, don't have that main event.
Lashley.
Don't have Brock against Roman main event.
Well, you know what's gonna. Lesnar is every time
the fans are just gonna shit all over that match.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's gonna be nothing but booing, and because they can't stand either of them.
Yeah, you can't. I don't know. They're shooting themselves in the foot with some of this stuff that's going on.
Now I heard AJ might be defending. The rumor plan for AJ at SummerSlam is going to be against Joe.
Oh, I don't like Joe. It'll be a good match.
But who else does he have to eat?
There's nobody else on SmackDown. I don't like Joe, but that'll be a good match. They wrestle a lot in TNA, so they know each other. They know what they can do in the ring. So that's going to be a really good match. That's one of the things when you have wrestlers like that were in TNA or WCW, and then they show up together on another Raw or SmackDown or whatever. You got the history with some of these, with the talent.
That's another thing.
Makes really good matches.
That's another thing we didn't write down on our board is the burial of Bobby Roode.
Yeah. I've never been a big fan of him. I know he's talented, but yeah, it's just all these guys. They just bury, and it's like you just want them to go back to Impact or go to New Japan or Ring of Honor and just do something. Speaking of New Japan, Tanahashi broke his neck. Wrestled 10 more minutes. Who else could do that?
Nobody,
Kevin Nash?
Nobody.
Remember when Kevin Nash blew his quad? He cried like a little
laid
bitch
there
in
like
the middle
a
of the
sack
ring.
of potatoes for the rest of the match.
Well, how long? What happened to Triple H? He tore a quad, right?
Yeah, and he finished
the
like
match.
12 more matches.
Yeah.
12 more minutes.
Yep. But breaking your neck, how do you do that? Well, Kurt Angle, he wrestled in Olympics with a broken neck.
Sabu in ECW, he broke his neck. Benoit broke his neck.
In the ring?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Benoit did one of his German suplexes, and
Took it wrong?
yeah, Sabu, when you do a German suplex, the other guy taking it is supposed to jump a little.
A little bit.
Well, Sabu jumped way too much, and it landed right on the top of his head.
Oh, he jumped too much. Yeah, you gotta gauge those things, man. Yeah, I remember I took a snap mirror the wrong way once. I didn't jump enough, and the guy almost ripped my head off. Yeah, that hurts. So we had Ronda on Raw. She's suspended again, right?
For another week.
Yep. Let's get her.
Another week, and then Kurt said if she makes it another week, she'll get a title match.
You be a good girl. We're gonna give you a championship match. That's dumb. At least earn it, right? Don't get suspended twice in a month, and then get a championship match. Does that make any sense? I know you're a Ronda fan, so am I, but just like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Why?
I know what you're saying, but
It's like
I can't really describe it.
it's like you wipe your ass after you crap today, and we'll go to the store and buy a toy. Well, you should always wipe your ass, right? Why do I have to wipe my ass to get a toy? So why are you going to do something that you should be doing? Don't get suspended and you get a championship match. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. It's dumb. I think we're done. SmackDown sucked.
SmackDown. We originally started doing this on Wednesday because we could watch SmackDown, incorporate SmackDown on this. And now, last night, I found out why I don't watch SmackDown. That was not entertaining at all.
It was not.
The only minor entertainment was when Daniel Bryan came out and confronted The Miz.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like the funeral stuff.
That was so stupid.
We don't need that. Just give us some good matches and a little bit of promo in the back. That's all.
And they never really explain why Jeff Hardy needs the face paint.
He's broken it.
Okay.
Which I thought he was going to do the Nero thing and maybe something with Matt, but why is he saying broken, and where else could they go? I don't know why he dropped the belt the way he did. It doesn't make any sense.
Even talk about Matt and Braid dropping the belts.
That was dumb.
To two jobbers that were losing every match 6 months ago.
I understand it's all story and character, but why are they jumping around like they've never won a match? They're both good wrestlers. Bo Dallas was like the second NXT champion, right? And now they're jumping around and getting chicken wings.
Something that not a lot of people know is Curtis Axel is obviously, most people know that he's Kurt Hennig's son, and I think I've heard this in the past. 9 times out of 10. He's one of the people that trains newer wrestlers.
I believe that. He's one of the best wrestlers.
When The Rock came back against Cena, he was The Rock's training partner.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he can work with anybody.
But then they use him as a jobber, though. Because he's not 6'5", 350 pounds.
I was gonna say Vince Lombardi, but is it Vince Lombardo?
Oh,
Brooklyn Brawler.
Brooklyn Brawler.
He was like
Steve Lombardi.
He did all the training back in the 80s and 90s, and he was a jobber on TV. Barry Horowitz. That's all they did. They job, but they were actually good wrestlers.
And Barry Horowitz.
Yeah.
Some of you might get that.
Yeah.
But
what?
Yeah, Raw was very boring, as it usually is.
We just watch it out of habit now.
Exactly.
Where I think I watch it waiting for something good to happen.
Extreme Rules kicked off with that.
Sanity in 3 Day.
Well, I didn't even watch that. I was doing something else. I didn't even watch that. But I watched the beginning of the actual pay-per-view, and it was that tag team match. And when I saw that the B team won, I was like, it's going to be one of those nights. And I should have just turned the TV off because
smoking or drinking.
Yeah, I should have just turned the TV off. When
it's going to be a long pay-per-view.
Like I said, two jobbers that weren't winning a match 6 months ago are the world tag team champions.
Yeah, that does nothing for Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt's character now. What did it do with them?
The only thing I can think of is whoever wins, whether it's B team or Bray and Matt, they're just holding him until the Authors of Pain are ready.
They're not ready.
No,
they're not ready, and they're killing them too. They were good in NXT.
The finishing was terrible.
It's terrible. And now you get back from commercial and they're already in the ring. They're skipping their intro. That's when you know you're done. That's the sign right there, is when they come back from commercial and you don't even get an intro. You're just there. That's a bad sign. I'm not a fan of them either. They're okay. They're big dudes, but are they twins or they just look a lot alike?
Don't know.
I don't know. I can't pronounce their names. I don't know who is who. I'm not interested. Authors of Pain, that's kind of a cool name, right?
You know who I like? I'm not a huge fan of the group that he's in. I don't really remember his name, but the bearded guy in Sanity.
Eric Young?
Nope. The big
dude?
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's got a big red beard. It sounds really stupid. I can't remember his name, but I've seen him in NXT and he was awesome. Killian Dane.
Thank you. Yep, that's it. Who did Eric Young wrestle on SmackDown?
Kofi.
Yeah, that was a good match.
I've always liked Kofi.
Yeah, I don't like him with the New Day.
Wow.
They're just a bunch of goofy bastards flopping around.
I've said it many a times. They gave the Shield tops maybe 2 years, and they broke them up. It's time to break that up.
Yeah.
What are the New Day going up to, like 3.5 years now?
It's just I don't think they're funny.
No.
What is Pancake Power?
Yeah.
I think there's a wrestling. Isn't there? No. Getting pancaked, that's a football term, isn't it?
That's a football term.
Okay, I thought maybe it was something to do with wrestling. I don't know. What the hell? They're always eating pancakes. Carbs?
I don't know.
After a workout or something, I don't know. So, we done with Raw.
Yeah.
We're shutting down SmackDown.
Yeah.
We're bringing in our first special guest.
A special guest is here.
So, let's just bring him on. Get out here, Connor. And get the ring out of here.
Welcome to the show, Connor.
Want to slide over, Mikey?
Yep.
So, Connor.
Yes.
Let's get you centered. Gotta make this look good.
Make it look professional here.
So, you're a wrestling fan.
Yes.
How old are you?
13.
13. Me and Mike have been wrestling fans for 30 plus years. Probably 35 years.
It tells you how old we are.
We grew up watching WCCW, AWA, WCW, all the territories out of Minnesota, territories out of Texas. You know what territory is? No, that's sad because you're stuck with WWE. Territories, if you look at the United States, there were small wrestling organizations all over the country. And wrestlers would go from one territory. Ric Flair was known for this, and Bruno too, probably. They had like the world's heavyweight champ, right? So he'd go wrestle up in New York for a couple weeks, and then he'd go to a different territory. But you could only watch those matches. Those people in the East knew the champ. Here, these people didn't know anything was going on. So it was really, really, really cool. And then you had the cable and TV, and you could still pull it off with some of the bigger territories like AWA and WCCW. Anybody on TV? GWF? Is that?
Yes, there was a GWF.
There was
Global Wrestling Federation.
Yes, thank you. So that was a territory. Wrestling was much, much, much better 30 years ago. What you're stuck with nowadays is sugar-coated garbage.
Well, like any industry, like I've told your uncle, any industry, you need competition. If you don't have competition, there's no reason to get better.
Yeah.
So
What was the day? March 2001. Vince McMahon bought WCW. That's when wrestling pretty much died.
WCW is pretty much dead for the last year.
Well, still, but at least there's two Monday night shows competing against each other. Now you just get stuck with one. So, I want to know why you're a wrestling fan.
I'm a wrestling fan because I like the old guys better instead of like the new ones because I feel like they have too many of them.
Yeah.
And
there's just too many wrestlers, and you see this guy for 5 minutes, and then you don't see him for another 2 weeks, unless it's like a Roman Reigns, and you're seeing him every 5 minutes, or a John Cena, you're seeing him every 5 minutes. So, do you have a favorite wrestler?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that?
It's like two people. It's either Dean or Orton.
Really? Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton? Yeah, they're both good wrestlers.
Yeah.
I don't like Dean Ambrose. I think he's horrible.
I knew that was coming.
Do you know Dean Ambrose's like his early work before WWE?
Yeah.
So John Morrow, he was like crazy and doing stupid stuff. Maybe that's why I don't like him.
I said I've always told your uncle he's a younger Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Early Roddy Piper, he was kind of the rebel.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Just with a bad, horrible character. I don't like him on a mic. I don't like looking at him.
Yeah, he's not good with the mic.
Yeah, he's just too much. He's over the top, and it seems phony to me. But in the ring, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
Like Randy Orton, he's one of the best wrestlers. Did he have our top 10 list? Did he make our top 10 list?
I don't think he did.
I don't think so. And that's probably because he switches from face to heel, face to heel, face to heel, face to heel, 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 face.
He's always as good as Big Show doing that.
Yeah. So, do you have any wrestlers you don't like? Anybody you just like, oh my god, this guy again?
I think so.
Who's that?
I want to say Daniel Bryan.
You don't like Daniel Bryan? Why is that?
Because he's like, I liked him when he had long hair and cut it, and then he's like always like hyper, and then it's just always screaming.
But he's a good wrestler though, right? Yeah. He's just like me. I look at wrestlers overall. Like you could be a good wrestler and have the look, or you could be a good wrestler and not have the look, or vice versa. And to me, you got to be in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Roman Reigns. He's got the look. Yeah. He can wrestle.
He's gotten better on the mic, actually.
When
he first started, I'm like, ooh.
I think,
but he's actually started. He's gotten better.
Yep, he's better. I wish he would stop doing some of the things he does that are
Superman punch.
The Superman. You don't cock that up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please stop doing that.
There's really not that big of a difference between a regular punch and somebody that jumps 5 feet.
He really needs to change his moveset and just change his character. He needs to be like. He needs to throw a little bit of like The Rock in there, a little bit of Samoan, right?
Yeah. Especially with The Rock's like punches, he's always like wiggling around. And
Yep. So, you got any other questions? I was gonna come on here and say, I'm just gonna wing it, but now I can't think of any questions to ask. I just wanted to know your favorite and least favorite wrestlers. What do you think about the women's evolution? You like the women's wrestlers?
Yeah, they're okay.
Anybody you like?
Not really.
Not really. Yeah, there's not much to choose from nowadays. But you know, Lita and Trish Stratus. Who else are some really good wrestlers back from the 2000s and 90s? Medusa Michelli. Look her up. She was good. Anything else you want to add or talk about?
Not really.
Not really? I'm glad we got our first guest out of the way because that was rough. We should have.
Boring.
I don't even have paper out this week. What's going on?
You usually got your paper out like right away. Come on.
Maybe because I ran out of paper. I don't have any clean sheets. That sounds bad. Do you have all the clean sheets, man?
Here's a question. Who's your favorite wrestler
My favorite wrestler right now? I don't think I have one. I would probably. Oh. I don't know. Maybe Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, if he would just tweak a couple things. Bobby Lashley. I don't know. I hate to say this, but maybe Miz too. I never really liked the Miz, but he's, besides not having lips, he's got the look. He's got at least the character. He's a perfect heel. He can wrestle. Yeah. Maybe the Miz, not my favorite, but there's not much to choose from nowadays.
I'd probably say Rollins is my favorite.
Oh yeah, Rollins. Yeah, Rollins is on there. I don't know. That's just I'm starting not to like the NXT stuff because they bring them up, then we're flooded with all these other people, and it's like, hold on. Let me deal with these other ones that have been here before first, and then it's just a lot of them get lost in the mix, and then it's just.
And sometimes they bring up those NXT guys way too soon.
Way too soon, like Ty Dillinger.
Apollo Crews.
They've really screwed him up. It's just so.
Apollo Crews should have stayed down there another year.
Baron Corbin isn't ready. I don't know. Then you've got guys coming in from TNA. They hang out in NXT for a little bit and then come on to Raw or SmackDown and they misuse them. I don't like it. There needs to be more competition out there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Impact or TNA gets a little bit bigger and better again, and maybe have a Monday night show, right? Or a Tuesday night show. We need competition.
Yeah.
Because writers come on, write a storyline for whoever or a script, and every week it's the same. Nobody's trying. I don't know.
Why would you try? You don't have any competition.
Yeah, I get a paycheck either way.
Yeah.
So make somebody work for their job. So, what do you want to do next week? We could talk about SummerSlam. Maybe we'll have some more matches by then.
Want to do a top 10 of something other than wrestling?
Ooh, like what?
About top 10 hair bands.
Oh, you want to get into
Let's do
wrestling
that.
Sucks. Let's branch out a little bit. We still got a couple weeks before football season starts. Let's do top 10 hair bands.
Want to do that?
Yeah, I know my number one.
I do too.
This is gonna be a tough one already. I can tell. All right, what do we classify? Because there's hair bands. There's. Oof. That's gonna be tough.
See, now the youngsters looking at us old guys like,
he's like, what's a hair band?
What's a hair band?
Oh man, he's gonna go home and Google hair band. He's like, women. All right, I think that's episode 10. Sorry, we're working with what we got here. Raw sucks. Extreme Rules suck.
And next week, me and JJ are going to Lambeau Field.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go hit Lambeau. We're gonna tear that up. So we're gonna wear our Stevens Point's main event shirts.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Lambeau. Let's do that. Maybe we'll bring a camera and do some
We could do that.
On the road footage or something.
Yeah.
Or at least on our cameras or our phones.
We could do that like an old NWO videos.
Can we get fanny packs?
Not 1986 anymore.
All right. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Why do I feel like it's never gonna stop? Take my time and the bomb's about to drop. Not skipping, gotta keep spinning. Lines are firing, I'm twitching in the kitchen. Days go by and the world's about to pop. Just take it slow. You're done to the road. Trapped in time as I slowly start to climb. to the